So, Volo,
Yes.
um, in what you just said, I heard you say both studying the undead and giving us an estate in the sentences. I wouldn't say it's necessarily common to, just give over property. I mean, we appreciate the offer, but why? If
With
we
the,
may ask.
well, to be perfectly honest, I have no use for it. I've only had it for a couple of weeks, and I've looked at the property myself, and other than a bit of furniture broken here and there, and everything seemed to be intact. I didn't really find what I was looking for, if you know what I mean. So I've been looking at other places around Sharn to see if I could find a presence, so to speak.
Well, that's good news. So, why don't we call on a magistrate and let's get this thing signed over now? We'll be all good. Then we can check it out.
Oh, I can summon Balan Tosh from the 12 Pillars if you like. It's the courthouse up in Upper Tavik's Landing.
Bard, I appreciate your excitement, but I think we should probably check it out first.
Wouldn't it be nice to check it out and it's our house?
Well, I agree, but
We should just get it signed over, because one way or another, even if we don't use it, we may have some use for it beyond what he has.
exactly. I'd rather have it signed now instead of something happen later on that it won't be signed.
What do you think, Samael?
Well, I think we should go ahead and go for it. I mean, I'm kind of with Byron on this. I'd like to go ahead and get this thing taken care of and check it out.
It's not
For you
like
to
we're
take
using
sounds
it
good.
for it.
Volo is
What?
still is holding the tube out. Who would like to take it? Or I can just put it in the party sheet.
Oh, you can put it in the party sheet, but I'll snatch it and throw it in the party.
Alright, it is in the party loot.
Alright, one more question, and I don't know if I've asked you this before, but you said you've been studying things of the ethereal plane.
Yes.
No, I think I already asked you this, but the interdimensional stays hamsters, have you learned anything else since yesterday? I'm sorry, I'm so interested.
I started eating breakfast.
And no, now that you mention it, I was planning on going down to Ship's Towers, the waterfront district, to check out this traveling carnival that I've heard about. And from what I heard, they bring various mechanical beings and constructs and live animals out onto the streets. It's a traveling carnival slash zoo, if you will, zoological preserve.
Mechanical animals like Warforged.
Less Warforged and more creatures that are more golem-like, things that are controlled and created, if you will.
Ugh.
Why is it that does that matter?
Oh, no, doesn't matter.
I'm proud of you, Byron.
Renair is currently sitting next to Floon, and he's drinking a flagon, and he turns and looks to each of you, and he says, "Well, if you're planning on checking out this place that Volo was apparently gifting to you, if you need any help at all, I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with the magistrate while you're gone. We can get this ratified while you're gone. There's not.
Since you're a noble, could you sign it and
I can.
witness it and be done?
And he looks. He is honest. Be honest, Volo. I can just ratify this for them. There's no need to call Balan. I mean, I suppose. And Rainier starts digging through his satchel, and he begins pulling out a box, an ornate box, and he opens it up, and he actually pulls out a seal, and on the seal you just see a large filigreed letter D. and he pulls the. He says, "If you'll hand me that tube that Volo gave you."
Sure.
Says, "Now don't tell anyone that I did this.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, this whole my seal will stand up in a court of law, of course. Any noble can ratify something like this, but if anyone were to look a little closer, they would obviously call into question why you didn't go to a court. They might actually ask you why you bothered a noble to do this. It doesn't belong to me, but I can, I can go ahead and take care of it."
Oh, that'd be excellent, Rainier. We appreciate your help. We can always say that we know you. We're friends.
Oh, absolutely. And he takes the deed, he unfurls it, and begins looking it over, and he looks back to Volo, and he says, "Well, everything seems to be in order. If I could just have each of you, is any one of you wishing to be the sole owner, or did you all want to have all of your names on this?"
Oh, everybody.
Okay, well, if you will all step forward and make your mark on the paper.
All 5 of us.
Unless one of you has any qualms or wishes to not sign the paper, you can all, one at a time, sign the sheet of paper before he puts his stamp on it.
I'll sign.
Siegfried will sign. Of course he has to. It'll increase the value by 50,000.
I like it.
Nick will definitely sign.
That decreased a bit.
Actually, me and my wife here, we own 2 out of 3%.
Haha.
And
Yeah.
of course,
I'm sure something like happened earlier today could happen again, too. Oh, sorry.
Mysteriously. Damn.
what about Samael? Are you going to sign Samael?
No, I will refrain from signing.
Good, I'll
Oh,
take
look
it.
at that. Oh, whoa. That's
Oh, we'll
Four
split it
people.
between
Do anything?
we'll split it between Siegfried and I.
No.
I have no need for such material goods.
But,
Thanks,
Samael,
Samael.
it would mean you're sharing a home with me, Siegfried. Your name would be right there.
Yeah, but if I'm sharing the home with you, then you can't invite me over to visit, can you?
Because you're already invited at all times. Like you
But
are.
that's because I live there. I have a right to it. I'd rather have you have the chance to invite me.
Well,
Fine, don't have your name next to mine.
I'm not gonna lie, I have some qualms, but I'll sign it. I mean, it would be nice kind of have a, place in the city.
Well, if you don't
Oh,
sign,
I-
we could, split your share, too.
I was thinking we could flip or flop this, Fix it up, hire some people to fix it up.
Welcome to Nicholas and Sarah High Seal's house swap. Never.
Well, my
fun
father,
house swaps.
My father is just down the road a little bit, and he may be able to assist us with that
Oh,
for a fairer price.
okay. Well, if it helps you guys out, so makes sense if she signs it.
Excellent. And Siegfried and I will. Would you like to split this, Siegfried, with me? On my own part.
Yeah, we'll split it in apart. Though I'm pretty sure that's not how any of this works. I mean, it just shows that we're all entitled to the house equally and we share ownership. That's not much of a we have any pull over anyone. I'm pretty sure it's just we all have equal parts ownership.
Yes, it is. I was just making a joke.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we wanted to sell it, we all would have to agree. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to.
Oh, sounds good.
An irrevocable contract. Love. Alright,
And-
let's go.
And Rainier says,
Let's
"Now,
go shopping.
of course, if
I feel a bit naked. I think I want to get something a bit better than what I had on. Maybe something a bit heavier than my leather armor.
And since we've been up all evening, we want to take a rest.
Rainier takes a little bit of wax, and he heats it up, drips it on the bottom, and then he takes his stamper and he stamps it. And he says, "There you go. It's ratified." And of course, if the property is not to your liking, I can have a conversation with Volo, and we can you can see about potentially helping out. I mean, you all did. It means the world to me that what you did for my friend and for me. And if there's anything at all that I can help at all, I will. If you need anything, any assistance with the property, if there's anyone possible folk within the city, whether they be noble or otherwise, that you need assistance with, I can try to help.
Shall we each be able to call upon you for the favor?
Well, let's say that collectively you may call upon me if needed.
And feel free to call upon us if you need something.
Indeed, and I'm sure that my friend Fluin, he's a simple one, and he may not be able to offer you much, but I will more than happy to help you out in his stead. Now, I will leave you to your business. He takes the tube and the paper and he rolls it up. And he puts it back into the tube and hands it over to you. My friend Fluin here needs to, let's just say he needs to be looked over by someone at the temples. I will speak to you all later. And Volo, you do right by these folk. Of course. They have been excellent so far. I will definitely call upon their services again. And with that, they all begin to separate and leave. Volo leaves the chamber, smiling at each of you and letting you all know that all of your meals are comped.
Zara orders like 3 plates of bacon.
Bonnie comes
And
out and says, I love, a bit of an experiment, but have you tried putting syrup on the bacon?
No, I haven't. I want to try it. And she also orders an ale, a breakfast ale for everyone.
And also a bit of pepper. I don't know if you like spicy things. It's not too spicy. It has a bit of a kick to it.
And can I get a live chicken?
Live chicken? I don't think I have any livestock in the back. I can get you a whole chicken, headless.
Oh, you got a mouse problem or anything? My pet's a little hungry. You need something to play with before he eats it.
I mean, I imagine if you went out to the alleys, High Walls is full of rats.
Need little kids around. I mean, okay.
Now, Byron.
A couple of chickens would be great. Raw, please.
Also, I added Dark Vision to your sheet. For some reason, it didn't put it on there. There you go.
Oh, it has it on there.
Yeah, I just put it on.
Oh, it says Umbral Site. Or you mean on the front page?
Yeah, on the front page. It didn't put it on there.
Oh, okay.
By the way, what part did that ooze eat? My armor, right? My leather armor? So
Correct. It began to degrade your leather armor. So a lot of the metallic bits that were on your leather armor, holding it together in various places, had begun to degrade. So it's fallen apart a little bit.
Shane
I got some burn marks too.
Would be the next best thing that doesn't have disadvantage on stealth. Chain shirt. Yeah. Alright, so chain shirt.
Okay. So what would the party like to do now? Did you want to rest up, or did you want to go check out that property, or go shopping?
Shopping sounds good.
Well, maybe we should take an hour rest. And Samael, how are you doing?
Have you ever been chewed on by anything larger than you?
Don't answer that.
Well, if you can imagine that, that's how I feel. But other than that, I'm still alive.
I should also mention that Samael mentioned before, Zara, that you have a package waiting for you back at the Sovereign Host temples in Sovereign Towers.
Yes. Well, maybe we can go buy some healing potions and I can help you out, but maybe in the meantime take a short rest?
for that, I am going to perform a song for Samael and just basically tell him exactly what.
Breakfast and all that, and spending that hour, would that not consider?
I would consider that a short rest. I'll go ahead and mark the party as taking a short rest. So you guys can,
Honest.
if you want to, you can go ahead and spend a hit die if you wish, if you have it.
If that is, then I am going. 1d6 at the end of the rest. So Samael, you also get an extra 1d6 of healing.
Everybody, or
Whoever uses their one or more hit die gets an extra 1d6 of healing.
okay, I got one left. Yeah. There.
Well, guys, I think we make a pretty good team.
Nick, you also get that 1d6 if you so need it.
I was listening to Siegfried's song right now, and I'm not too sure.
He then took his dagger and stabbed Nicholas right in the gut. He did. Down he fell to the ground, and a puppy brain licked.
It's oddly specific for a made-up song.
Oh no, this isn't made up. This is exactly what happened. They dominated your mind, my friend, and you attacked us.
Did I win?
Well, you beat Nicholas.
That seems about right.
The rest of us were out of your range.
That
Nicholas,
also sounds about right.
he sacrificed himself.
No, he didn't sacrifice him. There wasn't much he could do. Neither. It was the same with me and the Grey Blob. I could do nothing against it. It just kind of was there, and yeah.
No, he ran in front. I stick to that story.
So basically, all of you ran away before Nicholas got a chance, and then he got beat up first.
No, he actually was going to face you. To all
Siegfried,
of us.
is that what happened?
Like the hero he
He
is.
basically shot, then hid behind you, and then you got dominated, and you hit him before he could do anything.
So he was hiding behind me when I turned on him. That sounds right.
I mean, I'm sure there's some strategy to it. He was gonna basically pair behind you and shoot them as you tanked it like you usually do. It makes sense combat-wise, but it just didn't really work in the end since you got dominated.
Who dominated me?
I think it was some tentacle monster face thing, I don't.
You know, Siegfried, that's a lot of talk from somebody who got killed by a little blob.
Oh my god. Let's go
Sorry,
shopping!
That basically took my arm off, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I stood up to the great MIL. Took the blow, but
I don't know, from what I heard, it's
great
what I dealt before him.
some great ooze came about and just wrecked you.
Yes, and I was the one who saved all your lives, so let's go shopping.
Did I at least say anything cool before I killed him?
I think you said some few cool things.
Nice.
Something about
So,
all
what
of you are
do we
gonna
need to
die.
get? We
Armor,
armor.
armor, and armor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Siegfried needs some armor.
Yeah, seeing
Great
as the
Reese is
bard
talking
is
to
not much very combat. Well, I'm a better at fighting now, but seeing as the bard that's not supposed to be fighting did more damage than the guy with a gun, yes, I need some.
I went ahead and
Alright, well,
distributed.
let's skip the, Mr. Mistopheles? What's his name?
I went ahead and
That's
distributed all the
right.
gold to you guys.
Awfully. Is that what you said?
The cats. Don't. I mean,
Mr. R, the one that's been the other
Yes.
chick ditched us. And as I see this, I also give Nicholas a playful elbow to the arm.
I went ahead and distributed all the coinage to you guys. I assumed within the hour you all decided to distribute all that gold to each other. You
let-
should, unless I'm mistaken, you also have another potion of healing still in the party sheet, and a few other items, including that spell book that Byron picked up.
Well, I think we should probably sell that band of loyalty. I mean, if your hit points at 0 while you're wearing it, you instantly die. I don't think we. I mean, it would be useful for me. This is out of character. It'd be useful for me, but he's not that hardcore to it. There's not much he actually knows that would be worth him dying.
I've got a few things to add to the party sheet that we could sell off as well.
Okay. So you guys want to go shopping?
yes.
Yes.
All right. Where would you like to go hunting for items?
At an armor store.
Okay. Well, you can go
The
check out.
armory?
You can go check out Dura. There's lots of places in the upper levels of Dura.
And that is where I will go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to swindle someone into getting a good deal on some art.
And specifically, the place that I'm speaking of is, of course, Redstone, which is the upper level of Dura.
Very well. Then we are going there.
Hey, Jeremy, when you get a chance, could you throw a robe in there as well? That symbol on it?
Sure thing.
In case we need it like sometime.
What if we just abandon the whole adventure and just become house flippers and just start buying and selling from?
We could do that.
To fund our next adventure.
Just get to the point where we're buying and flipping nations and castles and
Yes.
All right. I went ahead
And
and
then we gotta
added that
fight
to
all-
the. I added that robe to the party for you guys, to the party sheet.
Thank you.
We buy like really, really, really condemned properties with like monsters living on it for like 0 and then sell it for like thousands.
But
Somehow.
Byron infests it with monsters, and then we buy ones cheap, and then get rid of the monsters.
You know, I'm liking this business venture.
So I'm going to assume that you guys either hired Mr. R to take you back to Redstone, or you decided to just walk.
Or Mr. R, I think.
Okay, rather than going through an elaborate role play of Mr. R coming back, I'll just say that about a half an hour goes by and you're back in Redstone.
You at least just say, "Whoa, sassafras!"
Woohoo, sassafras, you're back in Redstone.
Okay. How dare you downgrade Mr. R to a background character? He will have his.
Where's the armory? I think we should go there.
Yes, I need armor, man. I feel like I'm naked again.
Well, as Rainier mentioned, Marius's shop carries all manner of magical items and some armor.
I like Marius. Let's go to him. He's a great man.
Sounds good.
I love his flaming hair.
Are you sure that we can afford that such armor magical in nature?
Magic or not, I'm sure he is non-magical as well.
We're not sure, but we won't know just standing here. Let's go find out.
I like it, Samael.
Okay, so
To Marius's house as we go. Well, at least his store.
you head back to the familiar area of Redstone, the square in which the upper towers, I should say. As you make your way back to the shops, you see various peoples milling about. You see a couple of what looks like soldiers, a couple of the watch, and you find the familiar sight of Marius Lapel's shop. And once you enter into the shop, you see that what's before you saw a dazzling display of the other day of furniture flitting about, flying through the air. The various bits of furniture are now stacked in a tower up to the ceiling, end over end. And the table that was once flying before is now against the wall, against the back of the shop, behind the shopkeeper's countertop, and it seems to be attached to the wall. And you can see on the outer part of the surface of that table, that flying table, you can see a very elaborate carved image, a wood carving of the entire continent of Corvair. And you see the aforementioned gentleman standing resplendent with his robes a bit hanging a little wider, his bare chest shining, his hair still pink fiery. He looks to each of you and says, "Oh, well, welcome back, return customers. I must say, don't have that too often. I see many a face in my shop, and many a folk. Some spend coins, some don't spend coins, some just come in to bandy a few words and then take off. But you were the one that I sold the loot to, if I'm not mistaken."
Yes, it has served a great purpose. However, I seem to have degraded armor at the moment and wish to hopefully purchase maybe some medium armor, a bit of an upgrade from what I had before, a bit better protection. You know, something that will hopefully not lead me to great injuries.
Indeed, of course, I have various types of armor. Some's a bit more for show, if you will. I have a wide selection of fine robes and shirts and breeches and boots of many kinds. If you were looking for something to attend a ball, or if you going up to the upper levels, possibly to the Skyway, to a nice restaurant, and you wanted to look your best. But in terms of armor, I of course I carry a fine selection of well-maintained and well-crafted bits that I've carried, and some parts I've brought in from other places all over Corvair, and some bits I've worked on myself to add a bit of magical assistance, enchantment, if you will. Was there
Well,
anything in
was-
particular that you were looking for?
Well, I like you, I was looking for probably a bit, breastplate's a bit out of my range right now, so I was thinking about a little step down from that to maybe a chain shirt. Really, I like the sound of stuff that you've personally worked on, but that seems a bit up there out of my price range at the moment. So I'll look at some of the chain shirts.
Chain shirts, you say? Anything in particular? Style? Something from across one of the many nations within Corvair?
I'm not too picky. As long as it holds up and protects me, it can be anything, really. I mean, do you have anything that you've done that's not necessarily magical? Because that seems a bit of a steep price there.
Well, yes, I have this here. This particular item is a chain shirt that has been woven, if you will, into a very nice silkworm shirt, if you will. It's a bit flowy, but it doesn't get in the way. I know many dancers, they love these types of shirts because they can wear them while they dance, and they also they like to wear them out in public. Because you must understand, those who work in the theater, they have many rivals, and there's not too many of them would think twice about sticking a dagger into a member of the theater's back if they had a rival, someone who was perhaps taking the spotlight. And so I have a few folk that come in looking for something like that. It has some shift weave woven into it, so even though it has the properties of a chain shirt, it will appear as a flowing shirt, a silken shirt. And one of the neat properties of this shirt is that it will change colors for you, depending on your mood. It will change the color of your mood.
Now that I do seem to like. How much are you selling it for?
Oh, for something like this, I could let this go for about, I'll say 65 gold. Would that be sufficient?
Seems a bit higher than what I'm used to. However, since you did give me that great deal on the loot, I'll take you up on that one.
And of course, and if you're wanting to get rid of anything, I'd be happy to purchase anything off of you as well. Take things in trade. The bit of leather armor that you're wearing, that's of course looks like it could use some work. But I'm always willing to bring in a commission, if you will. I could knock that price down to 50 gold if you wish to trade in your ruined armor.
Yes, it's on one condition. With this leather armor, I'd like you to put your store mark on it when you do, if you do, repair it and sell it. I believe that is something that you should at least put your workmanship on and make sure people know that you made it. If you can do that, then
Well,
yes, I'll try.
if I can't, it looks like it's been damaged. If I can't do anything with it, I'll more than likely donate it. It'll go to someone who needs it. I should say.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Well, if that's all you require, 50 gold and the chain shirt is yours.
I can do that.
And I will put the chain shirt into your inventory. If you want to delete that leather armor from your inventory. And it is equipped to you now. And looks like it's...
Siegfried, since you got a good report, did you want to try to sell the items we have in the party?
Yeah, I'll try to, I'll go ahead and sell the rest of the stuff we have in our loot there, except for that potion of healing. I'll put that momentarily in my...
Yeah,
And we're not going to sell the tube either.
Yeah, anything you guys don't want to sell, take it out of the inventory now, and I'll go ahead and I'll give you guys 50% market value on it. So like the robe, if you want to take that out, put it in your inventory, Byron, you can. Anything else that's in there you guys don't want to hold on to. And that chain shirt with the shift weave properties, Siegfried, bumps your AC up to 15 from 13, what it was before.
Yay! That's why I was like, I might as well upgrade, because I have medium armor proficiency.
Absolutely, that's what it's there for.
We'll take this, because it 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 shields us from fire damage. The orb of shielding. So I'm pretty sure at some point someone's gonna want.
Samael, do you need to buy anything?
No, I'm good right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right,
Okay.
you can go ahead and sell everything in the party sheet now.
Okay, if you haven't already done so, Siegfried, go ahead and take the 50 gold off your from your treasure, and then I will sell everything and distribute the coin to you guys.
And how much is a spell book worth?
Spellbook is. That is a special item. He's going to have to look at that before he buys it from you.
I also wanted to buy something.
Okay, let me sell these items for you guys first.
All right.
Let's see. So he took everything but the Band of Loyalty, the Inquisitive's goggles, and the spellbook. So he begins looking. He takes the Band of Loyalty, the spellbook, and the goggles, and he places them on the counter in front of you. He says, "These particular items are quite valuable. Valuable to some, much more valuable to others. The spellbook in particular. I don't deal in spellbooks. I do enchantments myself. But if you wish to sell this particular item, I recommend you go down to Troll Skull Alley. There is a gentleman down there, a wizard, that will buy this from you."
Yes, and the Band of Loyalty, you mentioned having a bunch of people from the theater. I assume the Band of Loyalty may be something useful to a few of.
That particular item, I would be more than happy to part. If you want to part with it, I can give you 100 gold for.
Oh.
I think we can do 100 gold for that.
And the goggles, these seem custom. This particular item, are you sure you want to let go of this?
Well, I do not know if any of our friends possess the Mark of Finding or intend to do that. That would be something I'd have to ask of them. I'm not too sure if any of us can really use.
Well, I can tell you that I am very interested in them. So if you don't want them, I'd be more than happy. If you want to part with them, I'll take them off your hands.
Well, what do you have that you would be willing of equivalent value?
That's it's up to you, of course. An item such as this, I would gladly pay 500 gold for.
Does anyone have the Mark of Finding or want it? They're inquisitive goggles.
They're inquisitive, but it only helps with what was it? Checks. Certain checks. It's not just inquisitive, and it's not just an inquisitor's thing. It's what was it? It was.
If you like, I can read it to you. If you guys haven't already looked at it.
You can add your intuition die from the hunter's intuition trait of the mark when you make a wisdom insight check. When you examine objects, you can make a wisdom perception check to identify the aura of the last living creature or touch the object. The DC is 13 plus the number of days since the last contact occurred. If the check is successful, you'll learn the species of the creature, and you can immediately use your imprint prey ability to target this creature. But you have to attune to the goggles, you must possess the Mark of Finding. As long as the conditions met, you gain the following of those two benefits. So you'd have to have the Mark of Finding to use them.
Yes, unfortunately I'm not dragon marked, so it wouldn't really affect.
Zara gives you a side eye as you say that.
Do you have any glamored studded leather? Or stuff that would shift like...
Oh, that's it's funny you should mention that. To be perfectly honest, good friend, everything I sell has been glamored, even down to the lowliest armor. It has some sort of glamour, some enchantment on it. Even if this is not something that it necessarily improves the attributes of it. It will have some sort of minor cosmetic effect. Like, for example, studded armor, for example, if you snap your fingers, the studs on the armor will glisten and glint, even if you're not in sunlight. But if there's a specific object that you were wishing to have changed or worked on, I'd be more than happy to work with you to have it fixed or changed. But before we get into that, back to these goggles. You said you wanted to sell them, yes?
I think so.
Well,
Yes.
I can take the band and the goggles off your hands, and for 600 gold, does that sound sufficient?
That
Alright.
sounds alright.
And I will say, if you guys don't mind, I'm not going to keep the money for myself, but I need to start saving up in case one of us, actually dies. Well, let's talk about it once we get out.
Yes,
And-
because preventing us from dying comes before if we die. Because if at all possible, I'd like to prevent any of us from dying.
Of course, and obviously I'm going to get some stuff for that, but Nicholas, my dear, what would you like to get?
Yes. Do you have like a ring that clean? Like kind of like this Siegfried has this stone that I touched and I became clean. Do you have such enchantments and like a ring?
Why would you need to buy one? We can just share the one I have for everyone. It has unlimited use.
Well, just in case
You
we
mean
get split
for
up
spells?
or no, not for spells. Just the enchantments of if it cleans me off. I get dirty.
Speaking of that, I should probably find a ring that raises my charisma.
Well, a ring, I mean, that would be something, that'd be simple. I could make you a ring, but it wouldn't have much of an effect, other than you could snap your fingers and it would very clean your entire outfit for you. I could also craft or enchant your existing item. I could craft something for you, or I can enchant your existing items to automatically clean themselves once a day.
I like that.
If that's something that you are interested in, I would happily do that for all of you.
Oh. Like, so we don't have to take baths every day?
Now,
Okay.
Now understand that this would be I could give you a discount, but this would be something that would take some time. I'd have to go through each individual item, and if these items were to no longer be in your possession, that magical property would fade. You wouldn't be able to sell this to someone. It's one of the things about the items that I enchant and I work on, that they have a glyph, if you will. It's to prevent others from copying my work. Nothing that you buy from me that has an extended magical property can be sold. At least not in a conventional sense. You can sell it to anyone, of course, but that magical property that I added will fade.
Yes, that is a really good idea. That's genius. I like that. But the reason why I wanted the ring is, will it like clean my face? Like if I had dirt on my face and my clothes, would it, change that and clean me off in like a second?
If you're referring to the properties of a cleansing stone, yes, I could take a cleansing stone and I can take the properties from a cleansing stone and put them into a ring. Essentially, it would act as if it were a cleansing stone.
Yes, yes. That'd be great. How much would that item be?
Well, let's see. You would happen to have a cleansing stone on you, would you?
I do indeed actually have one.
Would you mind handing it over?
I hand him the cleansing stone.
And he takes it from you and he begins looking at it and says, yes, I could do this for you. It would cost 75 gold, but I could take the properties from this stone and put it into a ring.
Could
A
you?
ring or multiple rings?
Oh, it would be 75 gold per ring. This is some high quality work, sir.
I look over to Nicholas. It's like, I don't know if, we should do that, because if we only get one ring made, it's the same as just having the stone with us at all.
I agree with Siegfried.
Well, let's.
I could also sell you cleansing stones as well. I do sell. I have some very pretty ones, especially for you, young lady. And he pulls out a box and he sets them on, and you see these egg-shaped stones of various colors. This one here is made of a bit of quartz. You can see the flecks of green within the stone. Very gorgeous. It's come from a quarry over in Zalago, if I'm not mistaken. And over here I have some Dromite stones. These are gorgeous as well.
How much would one of these stones be?
Well, each one of these stones, they cost 50 gold apiece.
Well, considering we are about to buy quite a bit from you, and I'm not even completed yet, you might consider giving us a discount.
We are returning customers.
That is true. And one of you have already spent some coin here, and you brought me some very interesting items. So I could possibly give you a discount, a one-time discount, of course. I am running a business. This won't be an everyday thing, of course. You must understand.
Of course.
Well, what else were you interested in?
Well, I was also actually curious. Do you have any rings that may or any items really, that are a bit cheaper that may raise charisma in it?
Rings that again, he looks at you and you say the words raise charisma, and he just sort of arches an eyebrow.
Makes one more charismatic.
Something that assists with the gift of the silver tongue, if you will.
Yes.
Well, of course, I can work on something like that. That's a very expensive custom enchantment, though. Something like that I could do for you, but it might take me a few days. And I would provided that you give half gold up front and the rest upon delivery.
Well, I'm also curious in pricing at the moment, depending what it is, because if it's pricier, it may take a while to get the gold, and really we've just, like I told you when I bought the loot from you, I kind of just got back into things and still haven't amassed anything very much up yet, so what would we be looking at?
Well, it depends. What exactly were you wanting such an item to do for you, specifically?
Just something that would let me use my bardic inspiration a bit more to aid my allies. I feel like I've been lacking in that field and could have done more for my friends here if I could inspire them a bit.
Well, my friend, that's that instrument that you purchased for me the other day. That could be upgraded. If you were to hand it over and let me hold on to it for a few days, I could reach out to a few artificer friends of mine to see if there's anything that they can do.
I believe that is possible. Around what realm of coin would this be called?
Well, it is a custom job, and of course it's going to require some time. I'm going to have to find the right artificer to work on it, and but something like that, I would say, I can't really give you a best estimate right now. But if you come back tomorrow, I could possibly give you an estimate then. I can reach out to him, and I can give you a turnaround time. I can give you an estimate. I'm going to go ahead and guess. And again, you don't have to give me gold now for me to do the estimate. But for the best guess, something like that is going to probably cost you 300 gold.
I see. Because I
But
was gonna see if
it'll be
possibly-
gorgeous, though. When it's done, I've seen things like this done before to instruments and weapons, and it's gorgeous when the artifice is done. They do amazing things with dragon shards.
I was going to see if possibly we could do a little thing, 300 gold, yeah, 350, and include those cleansing stones for my friend.
Well, again, the pricing and
yes.
the pricing and the estimate. I'm not going to ask for any gold because I don't know the exact amount right now. This is my best guess. But for the other things, if you wish to purchase cleansing stones or any of the other items, we can settle that now. But you'll have to leave your loot with me if that's okay.
I feel I can leave it with you for a day or so.
Oh yes, it shouldn't take me more than a day to find out how much it'll cost and how long it'll take. I feel like you guys are waffling and it is getting close to 10 o'clock, so if you want to do anything else tonight, now would be the time to speak up.